We've all seen that overused quote that says, great minds talk about ideas, average minds talk about events, and small minds talk about people. Talking about people is always somewhat associated with low status behavior. It's even looked down upon in religion. Gossip, or ghibah as they call it in Islam, is a very dishonorable act. But with all that in mind, I gotta admit that smack talking people feels good in a cathartic way. Probably because it activates an underlying primal instinct of social bonding. Throughout our evolution as a species, social bonds played a huge role in determining our survival. Fitting in and being an outcast literally made the difference between life and death. It's understandable we've grown quite a big amygdala to have very sensitive social senses. Part of the reason why gossiping feels so good is by smack-talking an outsider, you inadvertently strengthen the bond within the group you're gossiping with. However, this means you're inherently alienating the person you're gossiping, and they can never be a part of the conversation, because them being the punching bag is the very basis of the bond within your gossip group. With all that laid out, I think we can't talk about people who litter in an us versus them type narrative, because them is literally everyone. But you know what? We'll smack talk litter bugs anyway. I honestly don't know why people litter, but I have a few hypotheses. People expect someone else to clean up after them. So in the Durkheimian division of labor, so there's this guy from the 19th century, his name is Durkheim. Emil Durkheim is a sociologist, and he basically has this idea that people in an urban society have different roles, and they're specialists in each of their roles. For example, I'm a doctor, you're a pilot, and we can't switch our roles. You have studied millions of hours trying to be a pilot, and I studied those same hours trying to be a doctor. And so if anything were to go wrong and you died, I can't fly the plane. And if in any case that I died, you can't fix a heart attack, something like that. Because our jobs have been highly specialized, and we can no longer exchange jobs. In such a society, people would expect there to be a specialist for every single thing, to the point where they kind of forget that they also can do something about it. In a more traditional society, like a farming society, let's say, all the tasks were relatively easy, to the point where there were specialization, but not as sophisticated as we have today. For example, your neighbor, he likes farming, but you can farm too. So when he's sick, you can farm for him, and you get the idea. Basically, it's the societal shift from a traditional society to an urban society, but without urban education. So yeah, this goes into a very long topic that I'm probably going to cover in the next video. So stay tuned. We're going to talk more about this. Lay out your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion with you. Peace out. Sanitize.